Yu-Gi-Oh! Has a certain reputation for being extremely complex. With its 30-minute turn 1 combos and endless loops, it can feel daunting for those not already in the know to wrap their heads around it. Luckily, Konami foresaw this problem in 1999 by proposing a simplified version of their format called the Junior Rules. While never officially adopted in the TCG, the Junior Rules have been tackled and experimented with by some number of Yu-Gi tubers in the past years, and now it's my turn. With no tributes, 1 spell, 1 trap, and 3 special summons per turn, in this series we will ponder, what does Yu-Gi-Oh! Look like when the action economy has limits? How much can we accomplish with less? Can we truly simplify the game into a more accessible form, or are those complexities baked in? Can we build a stronger Yu-Gi-Oh! That is for the people? We will find out together as we undergo this, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Junior Trials! Hello, world, and all who inhabit it. My name is Jessica J, aka Jessie J Plays. I am joined by my co-host Sophie, apparently, and welcome to the Super Junior Confrontation Tournament of Junior Trials 2002. Last episode, Sophie and I threw down the gauntlet. We threw down a ban list. We solidified the format. And we said, if this format is ruinable, then ruin it. And I understand that a number of our Discord members did attempt to ruin it.
Yeah. You know, Right, because the thing is, we ran this tournament, and, I can't decide if this is an awesome format or a terrible format, and that's how you know it's good.
I think it's really hard to determine what a good format in 2002 card pool looks like, because the pool is so tiny. But I did say to you before we recorded that I want to see some truly stupid shit, and that motivated a lot of the decisions for our ban list. So if we can see that, then I will die happy. But the first thing that we're going to see is the deck lists for members of this tournament who made it into Top Cut. We're going to be going through the Top Cut lists. The tournament ultimately had 10 participants, and we cut it down to a 4-person Top Cut. So we're going to be looking at 4 decks, and then we're going to be seeing how they interacted with each other in the marketplace of ideas. So let's take a look at our first deck, and oh no, oh no, oh no.
This deck is perfect.
Oh no. This is coming to us from Scheme, Discord user, and this is indeed Exodia. Now, this wasn't exactly what I was thinking of when we hilariously put Pot of Greed to 3, I won't lie to you. This is not exactly what I wanted people to do with them, but yeah, we're essentially making use of the fact that the format is so small, and there's not much to do except draw cards. To try to utilize the Sangan and the Witch of the Black Forest of it all to make Exodia happen. Now, there is a drawback to this deck, which goes back to an actual genius decision Sophie made that I didn't realize at the time was genius, which is she put Delinquent Duo at 2. So obviously this strategy isn't perfect, but we do have multiple pieces of all of the multiple copies of all the pieces plus backup soldier. And if this deck wins the tournament, then I quit the series.
I think if this deck wins the tournament, I think we've done something right. You know, this is not what I intended to happen from unbanning Pot of Greed and leaving both Witch and Sangan at 3, but I'm so happy that it did. It's so funny. We're playing 2 fucking left leg and making top 4. Let's go.
Oh god. Let's see if there's anything better for us in the next deck list. Alright, so Scheme is on Exodia. The next Top Cut participant is going to be J Positive, who is playing a light Bungus deck. We are utilizing Luminous Spark specifically, combining it with Wingweaver, which is which is the biggest bungus in the format that isn't either limited or like, um, stuck having a bad matchup against Buster Blader exactly. But otherwise, this is just a bungus deck. I like that we're on 3 Trapmaster. I like that Trapmaster is a 3 of in this format.
I think that's pretty good. That's pretty important. Choosing to run only one Pot of Greed when 3 is available is an incredibly funny choice, which I do support.
Maintain that Pot of Greed is only okay in this format.
Oh yeah, no, that is 100% correct.
Yeah,
but yeah, banger deck.
Pot
We're
of
playing
Greed
big
might
assholes.
have made Exodia more powerful, but in terms of like how it helps Bungus, a lot of the time you just want something to affect your opponent's cards more than you want to draw from your own cards with your 1 spell activation. Maining the 2 Delinquent Duo, so possibly setting himself up for a good matchup versus Scheme's Exodia.
Yeah. All I gotta say, is that J Positive, thank you for putting 15 useless fusions in your extra deck. Not enough people do this in old formats. Thank you.
Alright, the third deck list comes to us from someone from the dark, and it looks like he is on Relinquished. What makes Relinquished more playable in Junior format than it might have been in the TCG? Is it just the fact that, again, Witch of the Black Forest is at 3 copies?
I mean, 3 Witch is pretty good. It's also like, listen, you could play a Bungus, but you could also just take your opponent's Bungus, and that's much funnier.
That's very
I will
true.
say, I really appreciate the choice to run Horn of Heaven here, as I assume a way to like get some value out of used up like Senjus and Sonic Birds and Witches and stuff. Very funny choice. Really happy this talked. I am honestly shocked that this deck got anywhere. This is one I'm most excited to see in action, I think.
Horn of Heaven is actually not bad, especially in a format where we have limited Trap Hole and therefore limited people's interactions that can happen right on Monster Summon, and if you plan on having, like, a Witch of the Black Forest or something laying around. I am so fascinated by the 2 of Black Illusion Ritual, 2 of Sonic Bird, 2 of Senju. Just
Goes crazy.
The
what can I say?
ratio of all time. I have to see how this plays out. Our final deck is going to be from Sparky, and Sparky is coming to the table with a fairly standard Bungus list. The Light Bungus list was a little bit more specialized into one specific thing. This deck just says, give me the big assholes, I'll play them all the same. Give me the utility little guys, I'll play them all the same. We've got 1 Karibo to make me specifically mad. Mirror Wall, I get. I saw a lot of Rush Recklessly being played in the kind of earlier section of 2002 format. It seems as though that has largely fallen out of favor and Mirror Wall has kind of taken its place as 2002's favorite battle trap.
Oh yeah, Mirror Wall is crazy. That card's really good. Yeah. We've seen it in most decks, I think, today for a reason. But yeah, it's funny that we went through all the other decks, and now the last deck we're looking at, it's like, yeah, this is just like normal. This is normal stuff.
Yeah, this is normal Yu-Gi-Oh! 2002 Junior format stuff.
Yeah.
This is the most normal deck here, and maybe the favorite? We will certainly see.
Hey, listen, all I'm saying is that Karibo doesn't do shit against Exodia, the Forbidden One.
So it looks like Semifinals is going to be Sparky versus J Positive.
Couple of big Bungus players here. That's the difference between regular Bungus and light Bungus specifically.
Yeah, not seeing... Oh, that's a light Bungus. We're starting off with the 1,000 for Delinquent Duo. Immediately rob J Positive of some of his resources. Gonna follow it up with a Sangan, Solemn, and Pass.
I mean, Sangan, Solemn, T-Set. How do you beat that? And we have Karibo in hand. This is like an unbeatable setup, I have to feel.
J Positive's hand isn't too terribly bad, I would say. We would like to find a reason to get value off of the Magician of Faith, but the Wingweaver is going to go over Sangan, and Sangan is going to search up a Witch of the Black Forest.
More like Bitch of the Whack Forest. So this is interesting. I feel like as J Positive, you're not super happy that the Delinquent discard hit Buster Blade on turn 1. That makes things awkward if and when Sparky finds like a big fucker. Or in this case, as long as he takes the Buster Blade, which is fucking buffed because of the thing.
Which is buffed because of Delinquent Duo, but we have a Mirror Wall, and Sparky's gonna choose not to Solemn. It would be a pretty beefy Solemn Judgment this early. Still a good Monster Reborn, though, and looks like J Positive is going to draw Sword Hunter.
Holy shit, is that Sword Hunter?
Choosing not to pay... The thing about Mirror Wall, it's good for one turn, but it's a beefy life point payment. Sword Hunter has hit the board. So funny that this card continues to be pretty good in this format.
Sword Hunter goes crazy.
But we're not gonna attack the monster. Interesting. Maybe J Positive read it as like... Well, he knew the witch was there, so he might have read it as like tomato, or maybe he like... I'm not sure why we didn't attack the Sword Hunter there. What were we expecting?
We wanted to not attack directly with our biggest monster, to play around the Karibo. Which obviously would get to block more battle damage if we attacked with Wingweaver. Anyway, Sparky's is a top-decking god. I don't know what to tell you. They just are the god of drawing cards.
Yeah,
you know?
But, having your biggest guy be Summoned Skull is not the best position in the world. Even though Sparky does, with a somewhat low life point, Sparky does feel kind of good with this Karibo, hilariously.
No, listen, Karibo's crazy in this format.
Monster Reborn is a very good top deck, but Sparky's getting low, which is around the time where you start to really think about using that Solemn.
Yeah, I mean, this Reborn... Reborn with Moth in hand, like, obviously good. The kind of annoying thing here is that there isn't an amazing Reborn target. Like, you probably would go for Buster Blader if you weren't getting negated anyway. But even that, like, you're barely beating Summon Skull, and then you'd just be kind of sitting on a guy, so...
Yeah, even if that Solemn Judgment hadn't negated the Monster Reborn, you wouldn't have felt great attacking into this. Oh, and we're getting punished for, I guess, not using Dark Hole last turn. Maybe we could have just, like, utilized that. Since it was already on the board, but we'll get the Monster Reborn back with Magician of Faith.
Yeah.
You know, Sparky, in terms of cards, Sparky's not doing too bad, but his life points are really low, and that matters in Junior format.
But does it matter when you have Karibo?
It does, because you can summon more than one Bungus in the game.
Impossible.
This is... yeah, so the Man-Eater Bug is going to take something. We have the Monster Reborn back.
Yeah.
J Positive's gonna bring out the Blue Eyes White Dragon, start off with a Summoned Skull. Sparky is getting pretty low, like I said.
Yeah. I mean, Flip Man-Eater Bug just goes crazy, though.
That's true. The problem is, if he flips Man-Eater Bug, then J Positive has Monster Reborn. He can attack over the Man-Eater Bug, getting rid of the Karibo. But at that point, he does have the bigger guy.
Yeah. No, I will say this is interesting in that, like, you know, this game is honestly closer than I expected it to be after watching Sparky draw Dark Hall Heavy Storm in consecutive turns. But, yeah, this is actually kind of interesting, just in that flipping up the Man-Eater Bug here feels a little greedy. But if you don't do that, you know, you're kind of just letting J Positive do whatever they want.
Yeah, so the Karibo does save us. Oh, no, I guess not, because of how Man-Eater Bug resolves. If we want to hit the Wingweaver, we can.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna hit for the big guy. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes
it makes sense to me, because that's when we can't out.
Yeah, Trihorn gets over Wingweaver. That's a good one off the top.
Yeah, that is not fucking bad. Holy.
Interesting that we didn't activate the Luminous Spark yet. Did we use a spell Yeah, we did use a spell
Yeah,
activation.
yeah.
That's the
They
reason.
reborn.
Okay. Now we
I mean,
will throw
Moth
down...
is really good too. Man, this one's really coming down to it. I do kind of wonder if it would have made the difference for J Positive to bring back the Buster Blader rather than Wing Weaver next turn, just because it doesn't make that much of a difference in terms of breakpoints. But if they were setting up to fire the Luminous Spark on the next turn, I do get where they're coming from.
Yeah.
But now, they have both a Reborn and a Dark Grave, right? That's a bit of a tough call.
Yeah, actually. I would probably go for the Dark Hole, but I, like, as the Watcher, have knowledge that there's a
Yeah.
Mirror Wall.
Yeah, I
But...
think I would probably go for a Reborn here, just on the assumption that, I need to establish some board presence or I'm cooked, but
See, this is an instance
that does
where...
lose to every back row.
Now, this is a great example of an instance where Delinquent Duo is a terrible draw. One of the worst ones you could possibly see.
Oh, no.
But Sparky isn't going to get anything to...
Oh my god, this is really coming down to it. Holy moly.
Yeah, this is a very close game, actually.
Oh god, I mean, Man-Eater Bug is a really good draw.
Oh my god.
Man, this card could be at 3. This shit sucks.
Delinquent Duo is a bad card. We have determined it. Alright, what have we got now? Trap Master. That's actually not bad. I won't lie, Trap Master feels really good in this situation. I'm starting to see why J Positive is playing 3 of them, which is also good, but you don't want to summon it in attack mode.
God, this game has suddenly slowed down so much from where we were just at, but
yeah.
And I feel like if I'm J Positive, I'm pretty happy with this position. I have back row removal, I have monster removal. The issue is I don't want to flip up either of these monsters, because I don't want to get fucking murdered into hell forever. But like, what's Sparky gonna do? Kill you?
J Positive, either his deck seems to be J Positive, either their deck seems to be a little trap light, or they have just not been drawing a lot of traps. I mean, Giant Trunade is an unbelievable draw. Is that? No, we don't have enough damage to
No, it's only 950 on board. Somehow in junior format, we cannot deal 1200 points of damage.
And the funny part is we know Karibo is a one-of in Sparky's deck, so, like, if J Positive draws a monster with more than 1175 attack...
Okay, they're gonna go for the Trunade. I don't know. I don't know how much I like this without the ability to actually kill, but let's see what they're cooking. Because neither of these are light monsters, and even if they were, you can't reactivate the Luminous Spark. But okay.
We'll go ahead and Dust Tornado. Not a fantastic Dust Tornado as far as these things go.
I mean, I am pretty happy about eating the Dust Tornado here.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, really unfortunate. If we had anything with attack points, this game is over.
And I guess we'll just go for it anyway. J Positive getting very aggressive, which makes a certain amount of sense, because once your life points are, like, low enough, then you have to worry about, like, Blue Eyes White Dragon into Summon Skull kills me.
Yeah. But also right now, a Blue Eyes top deck is just lethal on board.
Also, did we just draw 2 Thunder Dragon?
Oh, we searched one off Wish and then drew the second.
Oh my god. A Thunder Dragon is an interesting card in this format. I like it a bunch. But yeah,
it's just a funny little guy.
I do agree with you. I think that Trunade felt very premature, especially since it can be a
Well, no, Trunade are completely different cards.
Oh, Trunade. No,
Trunade... I'm just being a bitch.
Oh, okay. Fuck you then.
Oh, I thought crazy.
See, you made me think that I had just spoken incorrectly. Now this hand is rough,
oh my god.
See, that's the problem with Mod Agreed. If you just draw more spell cards, you can't do anything. We're setting the fucking Delinquent Duo because it's the worst card in the game, baby.
Yeah, this is really rough.
Oh wait, is this over? Shit!
Yeah, that's not the end of the game. So in the end, the Trunade play didn't really make a difference, and I can kind of see the logic
Oh
just because
no.
bouncing 3 sets does set you fairly far behind on tempo in Junior.
Yeah, ultimately, we just needed more trap cards than we saw on J Positive
Yeah.
side. We just needed
Or a monster.
a monster, a trap card. We just got hooked up with way too many spells and we couldn't do a whole lot. Despite the fact that Sparky was in a rough position for a significant portion of that game, he does clean it up in the end. Which brings us to game 2. Alrighty. This time Sparky gets to fully resolve Thunder Dragon.
Oh shit, look at that +1. You can't beat that +1.
I'm surprised that J Positive isn't playing Thunder Dragon in his Luminous Spark strategy. That's a 2K monster.
Wait, true.
We'll go ahead and set Witch, set Mirror Force, send it back to J Positive.
Yeah, Sparky foolishly not playing around Storm Shooter, which will be really good once it exists in, 3 more years of Junior. But the fucking combo.
We're starting off with just a big fucking monster. Now you gotta wonder, is J Positive gonna go for the attack? And it looks like he is. He does have a Call of the Haunted, so he probably doesn't feel too bad about attacking into a possible Mirror Force, and Sparky is gonna let it go through so he can get the Man-Eater bug rolling.
I would agree with Sparky here. Like, the only real punish there, I think, was Man-Eater Bug, because I am absolutely never trading a Mirror Force or Mirror Wall for just one, one big-ish guy. But this does mean, with the field spell, J Positive is up on tempo here pretty significantly, just by nature of having access to bigger suckers than Sparky's suckers.
Yeah.
But all of that changes if they swing into a Mirror Force.
Okay, the Pot of Greed is pretty good. Let's see if we can get a big guy. That's a big guy.
Yeah, that's a big guy. I wonder, do you even, summon a big guy? On the assumption that the set is always, a Sangan or a Witch or some kind of bullshit flip. Yeah, I do like this a lot from Sparky. There's basically nothing in this format that you feel good about summoning a big asshole and attacking into, as long as you have other options.
A set monster, yeah.
Yeah.
We
Double
are just
bug.
continuing to load up on Man-Eater Bug. J Positive summoning the Cosmo Queen. Yeah, I think we do Mirror Force here. That makes sense. Especially since now we got Monster Reborn as a follow-up, which is quite good.
Yeah.
But we do have the Call of the Haunted on J Positive's side, so he's gonna get in for some damage.
Yeah, that's nice. That's a lot of damage from our buff-ass Wingweaver.
Yeah. This Wingweaver has never hit the gym so frequently.
Oh, yeah. That right there, that's a strong woman.
That is a woman with biceps, and I want her to hug me. Sparky hitting up another Pot of Greed at this point. We got another Trihorn Dragon, which feels better to have 2 Bunguses than 1, so that's pretty good.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, they don't beat the Wingweaver, so we're gonna start with Man-Eater Bug.
No, Man-Eater Bug, if there's anything,
just the best
this match has convinced me of, it's that Man-Eater Bug goes crazy.
Man-Eater Bug is the best card in 2002, once you get rid of the bullshit.
It's kinda crazy.
I mean, even with the bullshit, though, Man-Eater Bug was the best play around 2 Cyberjar formats.
True. Yeah, so J Positive, obviously would love to see a Nobleman of Cross out here. They don't have Nobleman of Cross out, so, eat shit, I suppose.
Tempo-wise, looking a little bit weird for J Positive at this point, I would say. We'll go ahead and eat the Man-Eater Bug, which will eat the Wingweaver. And we don't have, the problem is we haven't had any, truly proactive spell cards, to make Magician of Faith work. That's one of the things that is quite good about Pot of Greed, is that it does go to your graveyard immediately. If Sparky found a Magician of Faith, it would always be online this game.
Right. Okay, looks like Sparky getting ready to commit here and start attacking now that the board is empty. The game has been really interesting, I feel, in that, we called Sparky's deck Bungus. The main strategy of the deck is summoning a bunch of big assholes, but up until this point, Sparky had not summoned a single monster bigger than a Sanguine, and they are handedly winning this game. Like,
Yeah,
the little
Sparky
guys are still pretty fucking good, it turns out.
Sparky is playing a smart game, both in this one and the first one we saw in J Positive. Sticking to the little guys, that is gonna hurt. That is a Nobleman of Crossout on the Man-Eater bug. That is the, I believe, yeah, that is going to be the end of Man-Eater bug for the course of this game.
Yeah.
But yes.
I mean, that's big, but what's our follow-up to this? Just, like, setting faith and praying to God, I suppose?
Yeah, I guess we can go Faith into a second activation of Nobleman of Crossout, start to regain a little bit of this tempo.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
no, Sparky, the strategy that focuses on Sangan into just making sure you always have cards to play is not like, it's not broken in the way that, like, always having more resources in the TCG is, but it is definitely still a sound strategy.
No. I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh! Fundamentally is a game about having a lot of cards. And yeah, this is the problem J Positive is gonna have here, I think. They finally get to resolve the Moth, but the issue is Knock is really easy to play around if you know they have it.
Yeah.
So this ad does functionally nothing. We are still down on cards, we are still down on tempo.
We normal
And
summon
Sword
the
Hunter
Witch
is
and
not gonna
face
do a lot to help.
up defense mode, and unfortunately Sword Hunter is not big enough. That's the other issue with, like, a Luminous Spark, like a light focused deck specifically. A somewhat desperate feeling Giant Trunade. I guess it gets our own Luminous Spark off, but even with that, the Sword Hunter isn't gonna be... Ooh, I like that. That's kind of a cute move. We're gonna call the Haunted for the Witch of the Black Forest. And the Call of the Haunted is gonna... We get to use the Call of the Haunted again, but we get to resolve Witch's effect.
Oh god.
Now, because the Witch is errata, it is a hard one, so now we can kill the Witch that is on the field with impunity. But that still is a little bit rough to see. Oh, yeah, it looks like Sparky is just gonna cheat, though.
We're cheating. That's fucking fine. Is that even gonna matter?
We will see.
It might matter. Who cares, you know?
See, but, yeah. Which is actually a hard one under the modern errata.
Yeah. But Sparky, gotta be said, was already up roughly 200 cards, so I don't think we can be too mad about it.
Yeah. Continuing to play conservatively into an unknown background.
Oh, that triggers their own witch. Oh.
Yeah, that's the other downside.
Oh, God.
Hunter. So, in reality, it probably doesn't matter.
No, we have a fucking...
We have a sweet...
We can't even play all these cards. We have a 9-card hand. Surely going down to 8 cards would save this game for J Positive.
And yeah, J Positive's draw ratio has been looking a little bit rough. We haven't been seeing the big guys we've wanted. We haven't been seeing necessarily the removal spells that we wanted. Maybe we decided every spell in our deck out after what happened in game one. Then just ended up with the opposite problem this game. Delinquent Duo is too late. I think that's actually
Don't worry.
it.
Don't even worry. If they go down to 7 cards, we will live.
Unfortunately, I do think...
Get 'em!
Yeah, you know, who fucking cares at this point? Let's just fucking see what happens. But I do think that we don't have any cards to stop. Yeah, that is going to be Sparky knocking J Positive out of Top Cut, moving into finals. With a really well-played, conservative kind of Sangan Witch strategy.
Yeah, no, really well-played series by Sparky all around. And big shout-outs to J Positive. I'm sorry you are incapable of drawing more than one Bungus in a game.
Alright, the second game of the semifinals is gonna be Someone from the Dark versus Scheme 165. This is Exodia versus Relinquish, so I think...
I'm so excited.
I'm not sure this is a great matchup for Relinquished. I guess we can steal the Mystic Tomato, but we're definitely not stealing Bunguses. which is the big problem.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit unfortunate. I would have loved to see this Relinquish deck up against one of the big Bungus decks in the
Yeah.
format. I'm sadly not gonna get that, but Exodia versus Relinquish is such a funny matchup, I can't be mad about it. And besides, this Relinquish deck, as we see here, is playing Bunguses as well, so maybe someone will just punch them in the face until they die.
We will see. Scheme is going to move
Exodia!
into his second piece of Exodia. We'll go Cosmo Queen direct. And yeah, we're gonna try to trade a Mystic Tomato. Someone for the
Ooh.
Dark is gonna go 4K into the Solemn Judgment, which
This feels so bad.
but I think it's correct.
But I do respect the play. No, I do. Like,
I think
Tomato trading with Senju is such a fucking positive trade. Like, that is just absolutely crazy tempo.
yeah.
They can fiddle here, but you feel a lot better about that than them having a witch in play right now.
Yeah, so we'll go in with a Cosmo Queen, and then Scheme has to start thinking he is going to take it, but he's not looking super fantastic right at this
Yeah.
moment. Pot of Greed
Will
might
Big
help.
Lady Beatdown do it? Pot agreed. We only have 2 pieces, so this can't win the game.
Yeah.
But
Call of the Haunted Mystic Tomato is a really good combination, though.
yeah.
We'll put the Mystic Tomato.
Yeah, I would seriously consider Horn of Heavening this. Yeah, because
And
if
it
you're
looks
like,
like
as far as you know, barring the Call of the Haunted, you have the ability to push for lethal now.
yeah.
It obviously looks weird to tribute off your big fucking asshole who's winning the game. I think it is correct. Unfortunately, they are gonna get owned by this Call of the Haunted, but what are you gonna do,
Yeah. They'll get Call of the Haunted, but you have to summon it in attack mode, so maybe at least Scheme's life points are gonna go pretty well, I guess no, we can't do 2 traps in 1 turn. If it were TCG, we could Call it the Haunted and actually
yeah.
not quite even then not quite kill Cosmo Queen. Scheme is thinking at this point, which
Yeah, because there is a question of what you're calling here. Like, is there an advantage to going into the tomato? They will choose to do so. I do think this makes sense. You take a little less damage.
Yeah.
And you retain some board presence. And there's not a lot of ways in the format to actually punish a face-up Witch or Sangan. Because Nobleman of Crossout is one of the only pieces of interaction we have that actually outs this without proccing it. So yeah.
Painful
that is unbelievable.
So I think that's just the end of the game. Wait, the game is well, I guess someone has to get incredibly lucky, or he has to remember what pieces well he would have to play around it at a level where he would know backup soldier is here. This is a dire combination.
I mean, this is pretty much unbeatable, right? Like how are you beating backup soldier and draw phase in this format?
Yeah, and then we just give him Mirror Force, and yeah, that's the end of the game. That is the end of the game right there. We're gonna move forward. Backup soldier.
Add all the pieces.
Add all the pieces.
G fucking G.
And G fucking
Exodia,
G.
the forbidden one.
Oh, we were close on someone's side, but we honestly saw too many pieces of Relinquished in a row. Yeah. Otherwise, we could have pushed a little bit more effectively. If we could have summoned a second monster, we could have attacked into the witch, gotten more damage on, maybe made a lethal line. Painful choice into backup soldier is ridiculous.
It's not bad.
I mean, like, there is always this push-pull with early Yu-Gi-Oh! When you're trying to construct a format of how long do you leave Painful Choice legal, because it is funny until the design of the game makes it completely untenable. Even in this format, where we see so few cards, just absolutely nothing going on, we see immediately how powerful Painful Choice is. And someone from the Dark doesn't have a good strategy right now, so he's just playing guys in defense mode.
Yeah. This is You know, a little disappointed that we're having to see the relinquished deck stuck against what I have to imagine is its worst possible matchup in the format. Um,
Yeah.
but you know, c'est la vie. I mean, this game's not unwinnable. Knock really good here, obviously. Any way of developing a second Bungus is potentially pretty good.
And then
Mirror Force isn't real. Don't talk
Magic
to me.
Jammer becomes very interesting at that point because number one, it takes up the one trap activation, so we don't have to worry about Mirror Force anymore. And then we maybe don't want to discard one card in our hand, so it looks like Scheme is going to let it go through.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to lead into what may be a somewhat slow game.
Is that Banisher of the Light?
Wait!
Oh, that's kind of sick. Hold
That's
up.
so funny.
Wait, that's fucking sick. Hold up a fucking minute.
We actually have a play around. And because it has
Oh my
2000
God.
defense, not a single card in Scheme's deck can take care of it.
Wait.
Yeah, do we
We
have
have found an out.
do we have an out for this? Wait. Oh!
Okay, that is not bad. This has banished a couple Exodia pieces.
Okay.
One of those situations where the fact that we're running 2 of every piece is gonna come up.
Yeah, Magic Jammer here might be the way to go, but it still doesn't fix the fact that if we attack the Mystic Tomato, it doesn't proc anymore. Okay, this turned around with a card that I truly did not look close enough at in someone from the Dark's extra deck. So we will lose all of the cards, and that is because Scheme is on 2 copies each. If someone can manage to banish a left leg or a right arm, then he can take this.
Yeah. I will say for Scheme, I think they were thinking about the Magic Jammer. I think this was a good choice.
Yeah.
Like, you already have most of the pieces engraved from the Painful choice earlier. You have multiples of each piece. I don't think there was any reason to disregard just to keep sitting on 2 useless pieces. And yeah, I do kind of like this as well, choosing not to Mirror Force yet on the assumption that they're gonna be really far down in tempo now and will need to get a higher value Mirror Force to navigate into a good position here.
1000%. And then going for Monster Reborn just so we can take out the Banisher of Light.
I mean, I would too in their position.
And now someone has to, someone is gonna let that go through. And unfortunately, we don't have a follow-up to save the Banisher. Oh, that's interesting.
Okay, Solemn Now, which banishes the tomato. That's pretty good.
Okay. It's still, it's still gonna set Scheme back a little bit.
Yeah, I would have maybe solemned to stop the Trihorn, but that's me saying that with full knowledge that Scheme didn't have access to a normal summon or anything else that beats it.
Yeah.
So I think this does make sense for that reason. Unfortunately...
7 tools is a good draw.
Yeah.
It would have been maybe good a little bit earlier than this, but you still don't hate to see it with the back row looking the way it does. And we just... I think the problem with, like, playing a relinquished deck in this format is that it's probably optimal in some matchups to side out every single ritual card and just play a normal deck.
Yeah, this matchup in particular, although now, admittedly, with someone's own Trihorn Dragon on their field, this is just about the one time someone's gonna have to potentially get a profitable relinquish. Pot of Greed, good card, and yeah, I mean, we're back into it. That Sangan is going to be online now without the Banisher.
Sangan's gonna be online. We have a lot of pieces sitting around in decks for if we do draw backup Soldier, which we're very deep in the deck at this point.
Yeah, I mean, if we draw backup Soldier and the Sangan resolves, we do just win the game. We just win the game.
And it's also, you're looking at that Sangan in relation to... Wait. We activated Pot of Greed this turn. Hold on.
Nah, you know, that's Junior format, baby. It wouldn't be real Junior format if we didn't cheat all the time.
We will have to pay attention to if this affects who would have won this game, which it might at this point. With the 7 tools face down, Yeah, because the cheat last game didn't end up mattering too terribly much. This might be a little bit weirder.
Maybe, but you know, I don't know. I'm a big accepted game state believer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a way for us to do this tournament other than accepted game state, unfortunately.
We're accepting it.
But yeah, the Magic actually, let's go back. I have to do this. Yeah, because we fissured off of the spell activation we didn't have, then we needed to pre-mat, and then we needed to use the 7 tools for this. Although, I guess if we are going back, yeah, at that point we will go ahead and just crash them.
Yeah, which makes sense. That's likely the play that would have happened anyway, and this would have just been pre-mat Trihorn, the Trihorn dying on this turn. So realistically, I don't think it made a ton of difference, really.
And of course, Horn of Heaven,
no.
not being its best self in this moment.
Oh, Black Illusion Ritual, where art thou? Okay, the game, it's not technically over. No, it's over because we're gonna fucking attack with Magneto Bug.
We both have Exodia if we want it, like, in 2 turns, but we are just going to attack directly because we were able to reborn a Trihorn Dragon, and we just got enough damage over time.
You know?
I think Scheme probably won that a little bit more quickly than he would have by cheating, but I don't think it changed the ultimate outcome of the game. Yeah. I think someone didn't have what he needed to come out.
Yeah, I mean, like, Sangan backup soldier is just, what are you doing about that, you know? The thing I've learned from this match is that backup soldiers is broken and should be banned.
We will see someone from the Dark and J Positive battling it out for the bronze. We do get to see Relinquished play out a little bit more. Possibly in a matchup that is more favorable to it. We will see.
You have to imagine.
I think most matchups would be more favorable than what we saw.
Yeah.
And
we also have to ask... we also have to ask the other important question, which is, will this be the first match of this top cut that does not include any cheating? Place your bets now. My personal guess is no, because it wouldn't be junior format if there wasn't constant cheating.
So we get to start with Nobleman onto Trapmaster. Activate Nobleman onto Trapmaster, which is a good time for someone. Otherwise, a little bit of an awkward hand. You don't really like to see 4 spell cards. That's what makes deck building in this format awkward, is that the spell cards are clearly the most powerful thing available, but the rules of junior format make the tempo of it feel bad.
Yeah, MST does go crazy here. I will say, you know, you're talking about drawing all spells is bad, but if J Positive summons a Wing Weaver or a Say Are You here, they get fucking cooked by MST.
Yeah.
Like, MST is about to end their entire career.
Yeah, this is just like a 2-for-1 Mystical Space Typhoon, unfortunately. Yeah, so MST good. Into Luminous Spark will allow someone to handily win this battle. That's the a bit of a high and low of, like, continuous spells in junior format. It's good to play a continuous card that, like, gets value on future turns where it's not activating, but you still gotta deal with the old standbys of Mystical Space Typhoon and Dust Tornado and such. And J Positive is looking a little rough here.
Yeah, this is a massive tempo advantage. We technically could have gone for lethal here with a Wing Weaver activation, but, like, there's no real reason to do that.
Yeah.
As someone, you have crazy follow-up, you're up a card, you have Witch to get you up another card. We're trying again. We go again.
We're attacking again. I would probably, I guess we already saw a Nobleman, and that makes it a little bit nerve-wracking, but I would probably go for Man-Eater Bug, try to recoup a little bit. But it does make it awkward that, like, Witch of the Black Forest is lethal.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the fact that Witch kills here makes Man-Eater Bug feel pretty bad, so I do like this from J Positive. But
Unfortunately, it doesn't matter.
yeah.
We just have lethal six ways from Sunday. A somewhat
Mm-hmm.
unfortunate swing away from J positive.
Yeah.
Let's see if the second game
All I
works.
want, all I want
We
is to see
gotta
the
see
summon of a
relinquish
relinquish.
resolve
I'm
one time.
begging.
Oh, that's a good start.
Oh, we've opened relinquish. We've opened ritual
That's
spell.
exactly what we want. We've
Holy
opened
shit.
Thunder Dragon, so we have endless tempo, and this is like a perfect spot. Like relinquish can just suck up set monsters, right?
It can, it
Yeah.
can. Though it will still be a 0/0.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's. You don't care
Yeah,
about that in this format if you can just
yeah,
keep a lot of these flip monsters from resolving. It's less good if it's, like, Witcher Sangan, but.
yeah. That's what I was gonna say. This is a consideration from someone's perspective, because if this is Witcher Sangan, it just like fucking sucks ass to relinquish it. They are gonna
Yeah.
go for it though. They will immediately run out the relinquish rather
Someone
than trying to
has
check for the set.
absolutely no fear in their heart, and they can summon Relinquish in defense mode. And they're gonna get
Yeah.
rewarded for it. And then at that point, oh god, regulation of the tribe.
We are playing dog ass threatening draw. Let's go.
I mean, is Waboku in J positive side deck?
Who
I
can
guess
say? Who can
Waboku
say?
isn't continuous. So I'm the idiot here.
True.
So
Technically, it could last more than one time.
we've got some big guys. We have to deal with the fact that you have to attack Relinquish twice to take it off the board.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not really worth attacking.
Yeah, the flip side of the relinquish is that when it already has a monster attached, this guy does not do fucking anything. So it is kind of just sitting here. Also, it's gotta be said, I don't think we have seen J Positive draw a good spell and then Magician of Faith afterward. Once. In this top cut. They are always opening Moth. They cannot draw a spell they can actually use.
I don't know if I have like a weird perspective, but it does seem as though J Positive's draws have been a little cursed over the course of this. Like
just a little bit.
Their opponents have also been playing well. They've like had good competition, but also some of their draws have been really sussy.
Yeah, because the first game when they didn't draw traps, I kind of understand. I checked their lists around like fewer traps than most decks. But the fact that they couldn't find any spells 3 games in a row on a deck with a billion spells is unfortunate.
We're gonna do.
But that's Yu-Gi-Oh, baby. Just draw better.
Into Wing Weaver with Cosmo Queen, and I guess we're fucking thinking of regulation. Yeah, sure. It stops one attack one time.
Yeah, I mean, technically, if we want to, we can keep this alive.
I
really don't want to.
I don't entirely know why we play Regulation of Tribe rather than Rush Recklessly, but we are.
Well, Tribe works if you don't have monsters in play.
Yeah.
So it's a little more flexible. Okay, and yeah, it looks like they are gonna choose to pay the cost on Regulation. Just as a means of waiting a little longer. I can kind of see the logic behind this in a deck that like really wants a field spell to get off the ground because it gives you time to find both a field spell and a bungus to go with it. So like I don't know if it's gonna work. I think I do see the idea though. That's actually not incredible.
Yeah, because the problem is that it makes the relinquished vulnerable.
Yeah.
So we actually do need to think of a better way to use this Heavy Storm. We're gonna put Cosmo Queen to defense mode to play around Mirror Force. And yeah, like you said, J Positive has Monster Reborn. They have Magician of Faith, so they have like follow up in terms of like getting the Wing Weaver back. But
yeah, the problem J Positive is gonna have here, they're gonna learn very quickly, is as soon as they put a monster in play, suddenly this Heavy Storm becomes incredible. Because it both clears the back row and frees up Relinquish to activate again.
Okay, so we are going to risk it for the biscuit, which you kind of have to at this point.
Okay, yeah. So we are gonna go for the double attack on Relinquish. Just to make sure we're safe from that. I do like that. I think that is a sensible choice to make.
Yeah, it's risky, but it absolutely paid off. It was probably the best option. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Okay, we're summoning the witch, probably.
We're getting the fuck out of wet.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Wait,
No, we're
no!
chaining to revive the
Because this
relinquish
is
in
the end.
response to the Sword Hunter equipped.
Because Sword Hunter is at the end of the battle
Oh,
phase, so we didn't get it back.
oh,
Okay.
that's so
Now this
fucking
does
good.
mean the Heavy Storm doesn't synergize with Relinquished as well
Who fucking
anymore,
cares?
but I think we're dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Relinquish!
Oh, we tried our best out here. Um,
Mhm.
that is going to be relinquished with the bronze match.
Let's go. I will say, well played by both players. Really clever by someone to dodge out on the Sword Hunter there and just win the game. J
Yeah.
Positive, I will say, didn't find a spell for the Magician to face, and I think did a pretty good job of playing to their outs and trying to find the line that gets them out of this situation. But what can I say, you know? 3,000 beaters can't beat a 0-0.
And that is actually going to lead us into our final, which is going to be Sparky on normal deck versus Scheme 165 on Exodia.
Let's go. If Exodia wins this tournament, I will simultaneously come and fought myself.
I'm gonna shit in your pants. Starting off with a Pot of Greed and 2 Exodia pieces and Witch of the Black Forest. I didn't think the other thing that's like really helping this Exodia strategy is the ruling that you can normal summon monsters in face-up defense mode, giving Scheme the ability to not have to worry about getting his Witch's Nobleman. Yeah, Sparky has a slow game of his own, though, so he may be a little bit more prepared for this than maybe some of Scheme's other opponents. Will draw 2, and neither of them are super good for moving the game forward. I guess Darkhole can, like, pop your own Witch, so we do have that option.
Yeah, the problem I think on Sparky's end is that they've opened with so many trap cards, particularly Mirror Wall, which is basically useless. Like, this is a matchup where, like, the longer the game goes on, the happier the Exodia player is. So that kind of draw Sparky is looking for, things that can actually get aggressive and start punching in. But the problem is, to punch in, you have to get through 2 fucking sorcerers, which is really scary in a format like that.
We got the Dust Tornado to handle the back row, but we only have 1 Tri-Horned... Oh, I guess we can attack with both of them, but that is going to leave Scheme on 4 pieces.
Yeah, we just get to do that.
And we have a Monster Reborn to possibly... Wow, this is such a fucking problem.
Oh wait, we win the game.
I think this deck was good in part 1 as well. We just weren't thinking of it. I actually...
Oh, no.
I feel like this
wait,
is
the game is over. Wait.
Yeah, this is unfortunate to say the least. We summon
it's over.
the
That's
Sangan,
lethal. That's the game.
We attack the Sangan. We use the Sangan.
Quick, add Karibo to negate Exodia, dealing infinity damage.
Sparky adding Witch of the Black Forest, not knowing the world of hurt that is about to come down on him. Hey,
oh no!
You know a bitch against an Exodia deck hates to see a show hand button coming.
Yeah.
Oh,
now, I know Sparky does have stuff inside decks for this. There are answers.
Okay. Okay. Come on, Sparky. I believe in you. We can defeat the menace. So we open with Painful Choice. God damn it. God fucking damn it.
Oh, this fucking rules.
So
let's go.
This is the end of my life.
So we're just gonna send 4 pieces.
We're just gonna send 4 pieces with different names and a Witch of the Black Forest.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I like that from Sparky. I like giving them a piece.
Yeah, I think it's just what you gotta do. You just have to hope that backup soldier isn't coming at this point. We have a Dust Tornado, so we can proactively, like, yeet a back row. So we've got that going for us. Mirror Force and Sangan is gonna start the game off. And yeah, we're just starting with big guys. We just gotta play proactively.
Which makes sense.
Sangan resolves. We're gonna get a Oh, we're going for man-eater bug this time. Interesting.
Yeah, I know. This is
Oh,
the kind of situation
wait.
you really want if you're an Exodia
Oh,
hater. What?
Sparky doesn't know this, but he actually picked the best piece. Scheme is
Oh,
sitting with two pieces, with two left arms.
very funny.
Oh, I didn't even notice that at first. Now, we do have the backup soldier, and will Sparky think to Dust Tornado it immediately? Because if not, he's in a huge amount of trouble.
It's easy. It's easy.
Oh! Okay,
This makes a
okay.
lot of sense. You didn't see the other trap do anything last turn.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
your goal is just to get the fuck in. And this, I was gonna say, this has been a much better opening from Sparky than last game.
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
imagine they sided out all of those traps that don't do anything. We don't want to draw those. What we want to do is summon big assholes every turn forever, until this Exodia player is killed.
So we're gonna attack with Trihorn Dragon into what we know is a man-eater bug. And we're gonna get Mirror Force, but we do at least get to trade the Witch for something.
No, this was a really hard choice on the Mirror Force, I think. Because,
Yeah.
like, Man-Eater kind of clears it up, but if you do that, you have to pop the Trihorn, and then you're still taking the Witch damage.
Call the
And, like,
Haunted
it's
is...
technically a 2-for-1, but it's
Yeah.
not really a 2-for-1.
Call the Haunted's a good draw, but it still doesn't get us, I think, far enough. Because we are sitting with only one piece.
Oh, what a draw!
Oh,
what a fucking draw! That's
We
unbelievable.
can chain the Call of the Haunted, but,
I mean, I'm pretty happy about that, if I'm Sparky.
yeah.
Yeah, because they will go ahead, change the call, bring back like a Sangan or a Witch or whatever here, but that does mean that Sparky knows they don't have to worry about any kind of back row, and, we actually get to start doing damage here into the attack position Sangan. Or Witch.
Yeah.
So...
Okay. Yeah, that is a very noble man of extermination. Really good against this deck specifically. Isn't good.
That guy got a big ass hand in Nobleman of Extermination. Damn.
Yeah, this is the perspective here is all kinds of fucked. I don't know what's going on. His hand is like 3 times as big as his head. Okay, so we are sitting on 2 pieces.
Yeah.
And that's
so
gonna
it looks
be...
like... It looks like Scheme's game plan at this point is basically to pray for a backup soldier. Because if they don't find that, I don't love their position. If they have a man-eater bug, they can definitely stay alive.
Yeah, and once again, Sparky's gonna summon the Witch of the Black Forest to keep the Mirror Force from messing up his tempo too terribly much. Oh, Witch can search Witch. That's interesting.
Oh yeah, Witch can do whatever the hell she wants.
Witch can just do whatever. A Sangan.
That really is a Sangan.
Yeah,
you ain't
Sangan
lying.
and Magic Jammer. Pot of Greed off the top is gonna be good. And we're just gonna attack with Witch into what we know is the Man-Eater bug.
Yeah, I mean, good call. I will happily take a Man-Eater bug on a Witch over a Man-Eater bug on basically anything else.
I like how eventually we're gonna have to ban Witch of the Black Forest just because it searches big guys like Summon Skull.
I'm not convinced we can keep Witch at 3 right now.
Yes, actually, yeah, Witch is like putting in an argument right now to limit it as well. Yeah, I guess we can start talking at this point. Is there like a ban, like... Looking at how this finals has gone, looking at how these games has gone, is there anything you would change in the ban list that we left?
I mean, I think it's really funny Exodia is doing this well. I'm not sure we can let it do all of this.
Yeah, I'm not super happy about it. My hot take is that I would love to ban Exodia personally.
You know I'll fight you on that.
I hate that asshole. I think it's a bad mechanic. It was a bad mechanic from the very first game. But...
Invader of the Throne? What's he doing here?
I love that Invader of the Throne is here. You do what you need to when your opponent has bunguses. Hey, Scheme won a game over the course of this top cut with just by attacking. Maybe that's where Scheme's mind is right now.
Yeah. We just gotta get in there. Yeah, so this is the weird part for Scheme, is that there's not really a good, painful choice, right? Like, once you have all the pieces and graves, you kind of have everything you need.
Yeah.
So all we're accomplishing here is removing cards from the graveyard that are not backup soldier, except that doesn't matter because Sparky has just drawn an insane card in this particular matchup.
That is the god side deck versus Scheme's particular strategy. Scheme might hit the admit. Oh, we haven't lost enough pieces yet to hit the admit defeat button, but
Yeah,
backup
we
soldier,
are on 2.
But backup soldier is going to the offline. Oh, actually, we are just gonna magic jammer it. We're saying, actually, we can't even afford for this to happen.
Yeah, which is entirely reasonable.
Yeah, I think
I
that's
believe
correct.
they even pitched the third painful choice there, which is incredibly funny.
I was gonna
why
say,
bother resolving
it is
again?
strange to painful choice for painful choice. I guess we're just deck thinning at that point, but it's so funny. We will go Thunder Dragon into left arm of the Forbidden
Not the
One,
left arm, no!
which might tell Sparky a little something about what's going on in Scheme's hand.
This is a terrible position for Scheme now. It's much less terrible than it was a second ago with that pot of greed.
Oh, and we're just straight up gonna solemn it.
This makes sense. Sparky definitely has the read that one of the cards in hand is an Exodia piece, and they saw Scheme search the head earlier, so they know almost certainly that the only stuff they have are 2 pieces right now, which is completely useless.
We're gonna make a really big push here. This is why I didn't think Exodia would do as good as it's doing, by the way. Listen, y'all in the comments, y'all can get in the comments and make fun of me. Miss Jessie J never sees Exodia. Miss Jessie J never sees it coming. Look at this fucking Scheme is sitting here with a bunch of fucking vanillas in their hands.
Admittedly, if this top deck is backup soldier, they do win. But it wasn't, so they don't win. Yippee!
Somehow got a little bit closer to swinging Scheme's way than I expected, considering how overwhelmingly positive that game was for Sparky. But let's see how things go for the deciding game of the Super Junior confrontation. This will decide the champion of Junior Trials 2002.
Who will be the best at this dog shit stupid format that sucks? That's the question every Junior episode asks.
This format
Sparky, my God. Sparky, my God.
That is a really... So we have a 3 out of 5 chance of hitting an Exodia piece the first time, and then the second time, Scheme has to be like, do I sacrifice an Exodia piece or a card that does something?
Left arm, no!
That is a very powerful opening for Sparky. Exactly what you want to see.
And they both hit the second piece.
I mean, hey, at this point, Backup Soldier is a good draw, so it makes a certain amount of sense.
Backup Soldier, possibly the best card in the game.
I mean, and then we're immediately going to draw another Exodia piece, so we're at 2 again.
No, because this is the thing, is that, like... The fact that the pieces aren't limited is nice, because you get redundancy against things like Soul Release that otherwise beat you. But the problem is, do you really want to play more dog shit vanillas that do nothing in your deck?
That's exactly the issue that the fucking Rare Hunter in the show ran into.
Yeah. Oh, this is a very funny situation. I mean, Dog Hole is in the hand for Scheme, but this is the worst dog hole in the fucking universe.
Yeah, Sparky
this sucks ass.
Choosing not to summon any of his bigger guys just so that he can own the one of Dark Hole harder. Although that's a good strategy to go about it. We're gonna proc both of our Sangans here.
Yeah, we're procking both Sangans. I'm still feeling pretty good about this though from Sparky's side, like. We got good tempo, and yeah, that was the normal summon used from Scheme.
Determination is good, and at this point we will go ahead and start getting with Trihorn Dragon, which makes sense. Scheme is very low.
Yeah, really well played from Sparky, punishing the lack of back row. Backup Soldiers is crazy,
it's not...
but it doesn't get us to 5 pieces. It gets us to 4. That does not win the game.
Yeah, we do not have a Sangan, we do not have a Witch, we do not have a Monster Reborn. So we actually do not have access to the 5th piece yet. So this is actually a very interesting game at play here. And looks like that makes a lot of sense. We're gonna throw down a
Mm-hmm.
man-eater bug, to try to like,
Yeah, but
yeah,
we are just yeah.
yeah,
This is the problem with the fact that people have generally been not putting witches and Sengens face up to play around noblemen. Is that if your opponent does put something face down, you can be pretty confident that it is a man-eater bug or something of the sort, which makes it pretty easy to do what Sparky's done here, and play around that.
Unfortunately, I think that Witch of the Black Forest might be the end of the game if it procs.
Yeah, we get to go for the witch and set the backup soldier, but the issue is this doesn't work as well as you want it to from Scheme side. Because we get to nobleman first, this forces out the backup soldier early. Wait, can you text the graveyard real quick? Scheme's graveyard. We can't backup soldier. We can't backup
Wait,
soldier. You
wait,
need
wait,
5 monsters in
wait, wait! We
grave.
need 5 monsters in graveyard to backup soldier. Okay,
We
okay.
have
wait,
to
wait,
remove
wait,
every
wait.
copy of backup soldier from the deck.
Wait, 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 wait! Okay, this is actually, like, truly devastating for Scheme now. Now I am not sure how we win. Did we not...
They appear to have forgotten to remove every copy of backup soldiers from the deck. Oh, there they go, there they go. Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if
Yeah, no,
that's actually...
Oh, that...
That's, like, one of the
Yeah.
best nobleman of exterminations of all time.
I mean, maybe the best one. That card's mid as hell. But
I don't know if we've ever gotten as much value off of Nobleman of Extermination as exactly right now. We're just continuing to wall up at this point. I mean, Soul Release isn't doing anything at this point, but yeah, I am still worried about this from Sparky's perspective. That's a lot of searchers.
it is, but I don't know, I think it's a big problem for Scheme right now that tomato would have to summon an attack position. Like, are you really gonna summon a Sanguine and go down to like 500 life points? Like,
oh yeah, that's true. And we have Call of the Haunted, so actually, if we summon something in attack mode, I think Scheme is just dead.
but Scheme is just dead anyway, right?
Wait.
If they summon off tomato, they're dead. If they don't summon off tomato, we clear the witch, call, we still win.
Oh no, we don't. We don't have enough monsters. My bad. We don't have.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, summoning here is correct. If they had chosen not to summon, the call would have been lethal. By going for the witch, they have kept themselves in the game for one more turn. But they have now lost their way to speedrun Exodia, which means it's basically impossible for them to get to Exodia this turn. And like, they could draw something to stall with, but there's so many monsters to deal with.
Yeah.
They could draw a back row, but Sparky is sitting on the second Nobleman of Extermination, and I legitimately do not know what the out here is for Scheme.
Yeah, and
it's not that, I'll tell you that much.
It's certainly not fast enough. You can trapple a Thunder Dragon. We have... Ooh, fissuring Thunder Dragon doesn't feel great. Nobleman of Extermination. And I think that's it, isn't it?
You have never before witnessed a Nobleman of Extermination carrying a game model.
Genuinely, I think we lost the game if we didn't have Nobleman of Extermination.
Yeah, no, that was unbelievable.
Oh my god.
Boom! That's it. That's the finals. That's junior format, baby. Everyone
with the good play around, the good side deck to deal with Scheme's Exodia shenanigans. That is ultimately going to be I'm waiting for the music. I'm waiting for Scheme to hit the admit defeat button so that we can have music. God damn it, you guys! You can't do this to me. I'm making content.
I think they're doing it to you. I think they are doing it to you.
Rude. Sparky came out on top with our wonderful, wonderful deck list. Mailed out the whole thing right here.
Yeah. That's junior format, baby, you know? People show up with some random bullshit, and in the end, normal summon big man wins.
Oh my god.
That was a well-played normal summon big man, though.
Yeah, no, Sparky played well enough to deal with some pretty terrifying shenanigans on Scheme's side of things, but in the end, yeah, I would say that I was not displeased with this format and like how it came out. Those were some pretty silly, goofy games, and I enjoyed watching them.
It was goofy, it was silly. Exodia should maybe be relegated to being silly and less one of the best decks, but
Yeah,
fun format.
yeah, even then though, like, Exodia being good is a little bit like Jar being good, where it's like, simply because there are so few decks in the format, it's kind of nice for
Mm-hmm.
anything to be playable. And it's
Yeah.
also was nice that it wasn't the best deck in the room. Like
Oh
Scheme
yeah.
got into finals, which is concerning. But Sparky
Mhm.
had a good play around
Yeah.
strategy and was able to come out on top.
No, to be clear, I'm not mad Exodia is good. I think it's really funny.
I'm
It's
furious.
just
I'm truly infuriated.
I know you are, because you're a hater.
But that is
Yeah.
going to do it for the junior trials in 2002. And I would like to throw out a huge thank you to Sophie for hosting this tournament and coalescing some deck lists and some
And I did a
replays
pretty good job, kind of.
into a little document for me. Next time we're on junior trials, I will have a different co-host. I will be getting
What?
someone else in. But Sophie
But Jess,
will.
you're replacing me?
I am replacing you. However, you will.
I thought we had something going.
Yeah, but you will continue to still be in the series, behind the scenes, working on this tournament every month. So
Wow.
everybody in the comments can rest assured, knowing that Sophie is watching. Big Sophie's watching.
Sophie's always watching. That's what you don't understand.
Sophie's watching you when you're sleeping. She knows when you're
hmm
awake. She knows when you've been bad or good, and Jewish Santa's coming for you.
Yeah, you better not be good. I'll call you a lame nerd.
Uh,
Do some fucking drugs, kid.
do you have anything? Do you have anything else to add to the episode?
All I'm saying is that the deck that won the tournament had Karibo in it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying.
This has been Junior Trials. Did you know you can access a secret extra episode of this series by supporting me for any amount on patreon.com/JessieJPlays? By making a monthly contribution and supporting my videos, you can watch me participate in a tournament very much like this one, testing my own skill against Discord members as they fight to win the earliest days of a new format. You can also help us by clicking that like button, hitting subscribe, and sticking around for the future of this series. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see y'all next time.